After playing Arena for a little over 90 hours now, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of the game. I really enjoy it, and I think it has a lot of potential, but there are definitely some issues that need to be resolved. So in this video, I want to go over those issues and maybe offer up some solutions. I don't want to waste you guys' time, so let's go ahead and hop straight into it here. The first couple of issues kind of all tie in together. The first one being preset balance. I think with the previous recoil, Arena was a lot more balanced. I like that they added in the new recoil and it's a lot more fun, but it causes a lot of things to be pretty unbalanced now. The best example of this, I think, is this Butcher class right here. It comes with a Hex Grid and a Riz-T helmet, so it already has the best armor in the entire game, but then you get the SA-58 and it only has 72 vertical recoil. Only 72 vertical recoil on an M62 round. You get a fully auto M62 with only 70 vertical recoil, a Hex Grid, and a Riz-T helmet. This class right here is pretty much invincible with a new recoil, because this is actually really easy to control, and funny enough, for whatever reason, this weapon has less recoil than this class, the Mutant, which uses a lighter ammo, 7.62x39, but it has 91 recoil. It has slightly better ergo, but it has way more recoil for a much less powerful round. I really hope whenever they wipe this game that they don't stick with the same presets and actually change things around a little bit, because right now the preset balance is all out of whack, and that brings me into the next issue, and that's how long it takes to grind for a preset. I grinded for a very long time to get this Brigadier preset right here, and after grinding all this time to finally unlock what I want, they changed the recoil, and then all of a sudden this Butcher class becomes meta. It probably took me around 60 or 70 hours just to unlock this preset right here. So if I want to go for another one, that's another 60 or 70 hours. For something that's supposed to be a competitive shooter, this level of grinding just to unlock something is not competitive. Once you start getting into these higher ranks and you have to start all over again and use a low tier class against other Butcher classes, it's almost impossible to grind for. It does seem like once you start grinding for a different tree, your first couple matches you will get put up against really high tier players, but I do think it does start factoring in your gear score once you start using a different tree. As weird as it sounds, after you start running these classes for a couple matches, it will actually start putting you up against lower tier players again. I'll talk about this more in my next video. I'm currently grinding for this preset tree right now, but it's really weird how they do their matching. I think there needs to be some tweaking here. I'm not really sure how they would match you up with someone of the gear score of the class that you're looking to go for when you don't actually pick your class until you've already been matched up with somebody. So it's kind of hard to match up with your gear score when you don't pick your gear until you've already been matched, if you know what I'm saying. I think maybe a way of resolving this is actually having an unranked mode where you can grind XP for your presets. Right now, there is no unranked. The mode is unavailable, so you have to play ranked. This makes ranked very uncompetitive because if you want to grind for a new preset, if you pick the wrong preset or you think you want to use a different one, your rank and your KD is going to suffer terribly. Taking a step back and looking at this game even more broadly, I would like for you to be able to create your own presets. I'm not sure how they would balance this or how that would even work in terms of progression. It's clear that they want you to do some level of grinding to like keep you invested in the game, but I think being able to make your own presets is really cool, and a lot of people really like the gunsmithing in this game. That's one of the best things about the main game in Tarkov, is being able to create your own weapons and you customize it to your liking, create your own kit. In Arena, there is zero customizability at all whatsoever. I like the idea of these presets. It's very creative, it's new, but it doesn't necessarily work in a competitive environment. It's really hard for me to suggest anything else because this entire game is based off of these presets. If they were to approach it differently, they'd have to pretty much redesign the entire model they currently have. So I'm not really sure how they would go about doing it. I just know that right now, this is really not the best way to do it. I've heard other content creators talk about this, how maybe they would have some sort of game mode, sort of like Counter-Strike, where actually in the match, you'd be able to purchase more weapons and attachments and stuff. As you play the match and as you get more kills, you earn more money to be able to purchase things within the match. Again, that would be a completely different system from what they currently have, so that would be quite a task to challenge Battlestate with, but just another thought, another suggestion, and that thought also ties in directly with my next point, the game mode. The current game mode in ranked with team fight does not really work very well. There's a lot of luck involved with this. With most competitive games, there is an attacker and a defender. The reason being is because if the attacker doesn't attack the objective, they end up losing. This in turn forces one side to have to play aggressively towards the other side. The current problem with team fight is there's no reason to play the objective. If you don't play the objective, these bots come out and try to kill everybody, so it turns into more of a survival game than a competitive game. You're just trying to survive as long as possible. And there's way too much randomness involved with this. I've seen many times where the entire group of bots will go after one person and not even act like the other person exists at all whatsoever. In order for this to actually be a competitive esport, there needs to be incentive for both teams to fight each other to the death. When the time runs out, it should not be a survival game. One team should win or lose the round whenever the time runs out. I think rather than having the map look like this, where there's one objective in the middle or two objectives on either side, I think there needs to be one objective on one side that one team is defending and the other team has to attack. If that attacking team does not attack the objective within a time limit, they lose the round. And then every round you swap sides. This is just one suggestion. Obviously there's still like a defusal game mode. They could make an actual like, you know, CS type game mode where one team has to plant a bomb and then the other team has to retake in that case. That's one idea. But a simple team deathmatch where bots just run out the end and try to kill everyone is not a very competitive game mode. Now we don't have these two game modes right now, so it's kind of hard to tell what these would be like. Battle State is very quiet about these sort of things. They don't really let the player base know what their plans are. This seems like some sort of free-for-all mode, Last Hero, but I have no idea what Overrun is. We'll kind of just have to wait and see at this point. And the last thing that I want to talk about is Battle State is trying way too hard to be immersive with this. I get they still want to be within the Tarkov world or whatever, but a lot of these things do not work within a competitive environment. The biggest example of this is not being able to talk to your teammates after you've died. Battle State is essentially acting like Discord does not exist. If you play solo and you're not able to talk to your teammates after you die, anyone that's in a Discord on the other team has a severe advantage over you. I don't know why they're acting like Discord doesn't exist. I get that they want to be immersive, but this is not the place to be immersive. This is just simply bad game design. It makes it not competitive at all whatsoever. But that is pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I still really enjoy Arena. I think it has a lot of potential. It's just that it's not completely ready yet. If you want to try it, I would still recommend this. I think it's worth the money, especially if you're just looking to get better at the main game in Tarkov. It definitely does that. My gunfight capabilities within Tarkov have increased dramatically. I've gotten way better at Arena and the base game as well. I still don't really enjoy the base game that much. I get a little bit bored, kind of, you know, grinding for quests and that sort of thing. Arena is just so action-packed and fun that I'm probably going to end up playing this way more than regular Tarkov. Let me know what you guys think. I still have a few videos planned. I think I mentioned it earlier. I am currently grinding for another preset right now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and sub for more Arena content, and I'll see you guys soon with another video.